journey begin. Who win this year's championship? Come feel the heat of this dream. Witness the strength and confidence of those who face these challenges, cause in the end we all win. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League. Everybody say na 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 the ball has hit the bat, whoa, whoa. Fielders are running to catch it. It's a six, or will it be a four? We scream, we roar, oh my god, the tension soar. The pressure, the skill on display is amazing, what can I say? Let the claps run in millions, as if cricket is our religion. Let's go. If you wanna be the best, play with courage and confidence. Level up your game to be prominent. Don't forget it's your time to shine. Play tough but remember to be kind. Let's see who tops at the finish line. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League. Insurance Premier League.
Welcome to Game 3 of the second Insurance Cricket Premier League. This is the champions face-off between Daman Insurance, captained by Vivek, and Team 11, captained by Johnson, the birthday boy. We have our match officials. Johnson will flip the coin. Heads is the call. Tails. Johnson, your birthday present, you won the toss. What do you want to do?
We will be bowling first.
A bit of change in the composition with Uttam not being available today.
Yeah, we had a great tournament this time. Our team is bonding together, and every player is giving their best. So it doesn't matter, if one or two players are not playing today, we will give our best. Thank you.
What sort of score do you want to keep Daman down to? A win here will ensure you a place in the finals.
Yeah, we will restrict them maybe by 150 runs, and that will be a good score for us to chase.
Okay. All the best, and congratulations again on your birthday. We'll speak to Vivek, the captain. Happy to bat first?
Yes, that was our actual plan, to bat first, as we are doing it since the start of the tournament, and we are very confident in setting up the target, and want to defend it.
A loss in the last week, for a fact that these two games are quite vital. What has been the message to your boys in the dressing room?
I think we are playing very well as a unit, but at very crucial moments, 1 over or 5 minutes of play, which is making us into a losing side. But the idea is to stay united and play as a team. I think the results will come eventually with our side.
Anyway, nice to know that, and all the best for the game. That's the news at the toss. Johnson Lobo winning the toss, and he wants to bowl first. Stay tuned for live action coming up. Thank you.
अभी देखो जब वो पढ़ लिया ना तो ये स्कोर बार दबाना है, स्कोर बार दबाना है.
Welcome to the Insurance Cricket Premier League Season 12. This is the Champions Face-Off, the game between Daman Insurance and Team 11. Daman Insurance coming off a loss in the last week, and Team 11 coming off a victory in their last league fixtures. So, a win for Team 11 will more or less guarantee a place in the finals, whereas Daman, a win will help them stay alive in the competition. Johnson Lobo, the birthday boy, today winning the toss, and he elected to bowl first and asking Daman Insurance to take first strike on this wicket. Team 11 missing the services of their all-rounder Uttam, who's been amongst the wickets and runs, but will be blustered by the inclusion of Sri, handy batsman. Side. हेलो. हाँ बेटा. हाँ ठीक है. किस में से? मंदिर में से निकाला है. हाँ ठीक है. कितना निकाले मेरे को बता दे. ठीक है, मैं बाद में निकालूँ. ठीक है. ओके बाय. डोंट फॉरगेट टू गो ऑन ट्यूशन ऑन टाइम. ओके. ट्यूशन पे टाइम पे चले जाना बच्चा. ओके. ओके. Welcome back. It's ball number 1 in this all-important clash between Team 11 and Daman Insurance. Vineet bowling from down the wicket. Batsman Vivek beaten there. So is the wicketkeeper Gabriel. And both the batsmen come back for 2 runs. It's a bye to start off. So the scorecard, match officials for this game appointed by the Ajman Cricket Council. 2 runs on board. Vivek yet to get out the mark, and this time a lovely bit of shape drawing Vivek into the stroke, but no glove there, so right into the keeper's gloves. 2 for the loss of no wicket. Coming from wicket, driving this one straight to the man at short cover. Sri standing there. It was powerfully driven, but straight to the man, and all he had to do is just make sure he gets his body behind the line. Doesn't allow the ball to get past him. Much better this time. Slightly shortens the length. Straight to the man at point. Anurag there. Tall man. Making sure he bends down in time. Making sure the batsman doesn't get a chance to collect a single. Vivek looks to be in good form. Good touch. Is middling the ball well. Both the shots that he played were right of the meat of the bat. So that augurs well for him. Gives him the confidence that he can play a long innings. Down the leg side, tickles it towards the fine leg area. There's no fielder there. So the ball just stopping inside the boundary ropes and gives them just 2 runs. There was a bit of slow running. They had the opportunity of going for the third. You got to understand the conditions around you. The wicket is good. The outfield is slightly slow. So if the ball stops, you got to make sure you know the fielders as well and get those extra runs. They really come handy, as this one goes on one knee and plays it towards fine leg, and they come back for 2. The man at short square leg runs around towards the fine leg area to collect the ball. 6 runs for no loss at the end of first overs. 4 runs of the bowler, 2 byes, 4 runs to Vivek as well. Over number 2 to begin. Right arm over, trying to manufacture a shot. It was outside the tram lines, will be called a wide, so 1 more extra run. 7 runs. Basil, the bowler. Muzammil, 13 matches, 322 runs, strike rate of 131.97. So that's a good, healthy strike rate that he has. Can do better if he's got the new ball to face, as Sri stops the ball and makes sure that the batsmen don't cross over for the single. He's already in action a couple of times in the first 8 balls of the game. Keeps the score down to 7. In the air, chips it for the man at long off, but a miscue goes over the long off boundary for a 6. Kept the man at long off in interest. As we have a look, at that. In the slot, it was shaping away. He miscued that one, but the bats nowadays are quite good enough to take these balls over the boundary roads for a maximum. Score moves on to 13. Change in the field, that the man was brought into short covers. Point is left open out there. This time drills it down towards the man at long off. A single there takes the score to 14. Brings Vivek onto strike. Vivek drives this one towards the man at short covers. Didn't get it of the middle of the bat, so no run there. So on slightly short this time, plays it towards the gully region, and both the batsmen complete a single quite easily. 15 for no loss with a ball to go in the over. Muzammil batting 7 of 3 with that 6 to his credit, and Vivek batting on 5 of 8. This time plays it towards the short mid wicket area, doesn't connect well. End of the over, 15 for no loss at the end of 2. Muzammil batting 7 of 4, Vivek batting 5 of 8, and 9 runs coming off this over. Probably idea is not to allow the batsman to settle against any of the bowlers. Right arm over, bowls to Vivek, who plays it down to a short fine. Both the batsmen quickly cross over for a single. The score moves on to 16. The umpire just having a word with the bowler that he needs to stay away from the danger zone. Just a quiet word. This time trying to play it away from the batsman, ends up bowling a wide. So another extra run. Score moves on to 17. For the loss of no wicket. Team 11 would be desperately wanting a wicket up front earlier in the innings rather than waiting, as Muzammil plays it in the air towards the man at long on, and there's nobody there. So fetches him a boundary. The man at mid on was in the circle, so that was a space that he utilized. Gets a boundary to his credit. It was pitched up to him. Have a look at that. Gets it into his pads, so he gets a good connection. In one bounce, a couple of bounces rather, it goes into the fence for 4. Score moves on to 21. This time bowling down leg side. Pressure on the bowler. He's already gone for a couple of wides and a boundary. So he'll want to come back strong, trying to bowl the Yorker length. Ended up bowling it down leg side. A safe pair of hands behind the stumps is Gabriel. This time playing it over the man at covers. There's a man there at the boundary. Falls short of him for a single. Takes a score on to 23. So Muzammil not wanting to hold himself back. He's already got 12 runs at the boundary and a 6 to his credit of the 6 balls he's faced. And Vivek, on the other hand, playing a very subdued innings. He's trying to anchor this shot as he tries to guide this one towards third man. Doesn't get any connection. A dot ball. With Muzammil going at a decent strike rate at the other end, all Vivek has to do is make sure he plays along with him. No risk required. Sam onto the pads, asking for an LBW, and umpire not interested. He's been given out LBW, so that's the first wicket. This is what they wanted after that expensive first 2 overs up till now. Vivek Singh, trying to be a bit too cute, ended up playing right around the ball in front of the stumps. He's out for carrier. Batsman out. Batsman out. Batsman carrier नहीं. Batsman out. Batsman हाँ. Out batsman carrier नहीं. Out batsman ही. Vivek Singh, the captain, out for 6 of 11. LBW Anurag with no boundaries or 6 to his credit. अपलोड नहीं किया होगा. देखो स्क्रीन पे देखो स्कोर कार्ड. स्कोर बार चलो. अभी तक नहीं डाला ना, इसीलिए वो नहीं आ रहा है. Hafiz Hassan Ali, the man at number 3. Coming in the fall of Vivek's wicket was out LBW for 6. This one trying to be a bit quick, ends up bowling it down leg side again. Another extra to the total, takes the score on to 24. A lengthy over so far, already bowled 8 balls, and he's got one more to still to complete the over. Onto the pads, straight away playing it with the soft bat towards the man at short mid wicket. They finish one, they come back for second, and that's not good fielding with the field inside. There's always allowed to get one. He gives away 2, takes the score on to 26. 3 overs completed, and Anurag completes his over with 11 runs and a wicket to his credit. Muzammil trying to force this one against the bowler. Vineet coming back to bowl the 4th over. Trying to force the issue, plays it back towards the man at mid-on, no run there. Again, playing it towards the man at short mid-wicket, straight to the fielder there. Vineet is trying to tuck him up from coming round the wicket, making sure he doesn't get much room to play, and with the field inside the circle. This time opens the face of the bat and the ball going towards the cover boundary. There's a fielder there. Batsman thinking of trying to go for 2, but ends up only getting a single. So gets Muzammil off strike, takes the score on to 27. Hafiz Hassan will take strike. Slightly short, plays it towards the short mid-wicket area. Chance of a run out, but the batsmen make it home quite comfortably. Score moves on to 28. Very good ball. Keeping Muzammil quiet is Vineet. Even in the first over, he had kept Vivek quiet for quite some time, and Muzammil is itching to get the big one. He's tried it on 4 occasions, managed to get a single of the 4 balls that he's faced against Vineet. Probably will have to rethink how he approaches this innings. He already lost 1 wicket in the power play. Didn't want to go into the power play to end the power play with losing 2 or 3 wickets. That severely dents your chances of getting a big score. Last ball of the over. Plays this one towards short covers. There's a fielder there kept for that, and making sure he doesn't get away with that. End of the over. 28 for 1 at the end of 4 overs. Muzammil batting 13 of 11 and Hafiz batting 3 of 2. Vineet's just gone for 6 of the 2 overs he's bowled. Over number 6, Basel coming into bowl his second over as Hafiz plays it towards long off for a single. Keeps the score to 29. So he takes the score on to 30 with a couple of singles, brings Hafiz back on strike. In the air and to the man at short mid wicket who drops that one, doesn't get to the ball. So that's another drop. Was never comfortable when it was high in the sky. This time drives it towards the man at long off. There's a man stationed for that. There's only 2 men allowed, so they've kept a couple of men, one at long off and one at cover boundary. Have a look at that drop catch, the previous ball of Hafiz. Slow one into the pitch, early onto the shot. The man at short mid wicket, getting around, never comfortable, and in the end he was a bit away from that one. The next one is a dot ball, so one more dot ball in the innings. Score remains on 32 with one ball left in the over. Chance of a catch, and this time it's taken. So Hafiz's innings comes to a close. He's out for 5 of 6 balls. Caught by Gabriel, safe pair of hands behind the stumps, and he's not going to miss out with the gloves with himself. Have a look at that. Edges this one and quickly taken by Gabriel. Has his hand right behind the ball with the gloves in his hands. So second wicket fall, 32 Gabriel out. Hafiz out, caught Gabriel for 5 of 6. Over number 6, the last over of power play. Basel to continue. Anurag trying to stop it with his foot and ends up letting the ball reach the boundary. Muzammil getting a boundary of the first ball. Vineet, the one who has to bear the brunt of it. 4 against his name. Have a look at that. The man at mid-on going down to his side, didn't put his hand down, tried to do it with his foot, but unfortunately he let that ball go through and gives a boundary. The next one, Muzammil collecting a single for himself, takes the score on to 37, and he moves on to 20 of 15. New man to the crease, Mohammad Asif coming in at number 4. He came at the fall of Hafiz Hassan Al Sultani's wicket. Batsman career hota hai. Asking for a decision, but probably could have been the bat, or did he? Yes, that's what the umpire says. The moment you move across in front of my eyesight, I won't be able to judge that one clearly. A good decision by the umpire. The bowler has to be aware after he bowls, which side does he go. Here, if he's round the wicket, you got to make sure you, instead of turning left, you turn right. This time down leg side will be called a wide. The umpire sees this clearly and calls it a wide. Score moves on to 38. Wickets have been taken. 2 wickets have been taken in the power play, but a few extra runs is what Team 11 will be concerned about. We're just in the power play with another 14 overs to go after this. By calling a dead ball, probably the batsman wasn't ready. There was a bit of a discussion by the fielders. Over the bowler's head. That's a handsome shot. One bounce into the fence. There's no chance for the man at long off to cut that one off. He dished out a half volley, and Mohammad Asif just planting his foot front, getting to the pitch of it, and straight as an arrow. No chance. You can have a look. No chance for the man at long off. This time again, sending it towards long off. The man at this time quite finer, so he could cut that one off and keep it down to a single. 43 for 2 in 5.5. Last ball of the power play coming up. Bowling it to Muzammil. Plays it towards short mid wicket. End of the over. The power play completed 43 for 2. The rate of 7.17. Muzammil batting 20 of 16 and Mohammad Asif batting 5 of 3. Vineet going for 17 runs in the 3 overs that he's bowled. अंदर आ रहा है तब हमें पता करना कि उसका क्या स्टैट्स है. ठीक है. Over number 7, Basil to bowl that one. He's gone for 13 of the 2 overs. He gets an extended third over. Gabriel asking for a field change in field. With the field restrictions now relaxed, he can have 5 men outside the 30-yard circle and 4 inside. Full toss, plays it towards the man at short covers. No run there. Again, over the bowler's head, the man at long off doing well to keep it down in the field of play, just allows that single to be taken. Mohammad Asif happy if the ball's right up in his slot. He powers that over the bowler's head. This third time in the last few occasions he's played it over the bowler's head, so he fancies that long on, long off area, and if it's as straight as possible, he gets more value for his shots. At this time will be called a wide by Basel. Score moves on to 45. Insurance Cricket Premier League Season 12 played here at the Al Malik grounds in Ajman. This time Muzammil drives it down the ground. The man at long off coming into play keeps it down to a single. 12 teams in this tournament. After the first phase were put into 3 different categories: the Elite Clash, the Champions Face-Off, and the Challengers Battle. Team 11 and Daman Insurance being kept in the Champions Face-Off category. As chance of a catch for the man at short mid-wicket, just eludes him, brings the man at long on into play, and both the batsmen just cross over for a single, taking the score on to 47 of 6.4 overs. This tournament being sponsored by Sedgwick, Advanta, Alia Insurance Brokers, and Ideal Surveyors and Loss Adjusters. We thank the sponsors for their support in this tournament. As the slower one plays it towards the man at deep mid-wicket, there's a fielder there for that, ensuring that keep it down to a single. Takes the score on to 48 with the ball to go in the 7th over. Last ball of the over. Wild swing, but the umpire says it's within the tram lines. End of the over. 7 gone, 48 for the loss of 2 wickets. Mohammad Asif batting 7 of 7 with a boundary. Muzammil, the more better aggressor, 22 of 18. And Basel in his 3 overs have given away 18 runs and taken 1 wicket. Over number 8 to begin. Anurag coming to bowl that over. Is coming to bowl his second over. This time into the pitch, plays it down the ground. Man at long off, coming round and keeping down to a single. Score moves on to 49. Abbott's runner probably missed his footing, so he'll reload himself. Running in with a bit of steam out here is Anurag. Shot, plays it towards the extra cover. There's a fielder there, gets his body behind the line and keeps it down to a single. So the 50 coming up, 50 coming in 7.2 overs for the loss of 2 wickets. Projected score should take them to around the 140 to 145 mark. They will want more than that. This time full toss, plays it towards the deep mid wicket area. By the time the fielder comes around, they collect another couple of more runs, takes the score on to 52 with that. Anurag, this time much better ball. He tried to size him up by going for the big one, but it wasn't there. Fielded by Johnson, who's leading the side today. .52 for 2 after 7.4 overs. Again, driving it down to the man at long off, a single to the total. Takes the score on to 53. Slow one, plays it in the air towards the cover boundary. The chance of the man at extra cover, so ends the over with a boundary. A good over, slightly malignant with that. 20 runs of the 2 overs that Anurag has bowled, 57 for 2. Have a look at that. Slow one in the slot and with no protection towards the point area. The man at extra cover is not able to do anything about it except retrieve the ball. End of over number 8, 57 for 2. Change in the bowling. Vinesh coming in for the first time in this game. The 5th medium pacer is being used as it starts off with a full toss towards the man at short covers. Avoiding that risky single. So gets away with that. Keeps the score on 57. Pulls this one towards short mid wicket. There's a misfield there. Should have been a dot ball. Ends up giving them 2 more runs. Takes the score on to 59 with that. This one will be called a wide. The moment he ran up to the wicket, he probably stopped himself. Hence, his hands started moving away from the pitch and he bowled a wide. So score moves on to 60. 60 for 2. Again, a wild swing across the line is Muzammil. Another dot ball keeps the score on to 60. This time wide away from the body, didn't connect it at all. Looks to a bit jittery out there, wanting to strike every ball. And at the moment, Vinesh is just trying to keep him quiet, get a few dot balls, put the pressure back on him, maintain that pressure, and probably then get his wicket. Full toss will be called a no ball, it's rightly so, and the ball is racing away towards the square leg boundary. So this pressure being built by those dot balls released by a no ball with a boundary to that takes the score on to 65. Have a look at that. Wanting to bowl a slower one, ends up bowling it over the wayside, and both the umpires simultaneously calling it for a no ball. So a free hit coming up. Current run rate of 7.5 will get them to 150. This time goes round towards the offside and plays it towards the vacant deep square leg. You can't change the field if the same batsman. So he sized up the bowler and took the area that he wanted and collects consecutive boundaries. Takes him on to 36 of 28 and 12 runs coming off the first 5 balls of this over. He'd only gone for 3 in the first 4. Ended up giving another 9 with 1 ball to keep changing the field for his side. Last ball of the over. Drives this towards the man at short cover for a single. Ends the 9th with the score of 70. Muzammil batting 37 of 30. Mohammad Asif batting 12 of 9. And Vinesh is on 12 of 1. Have a look at the ground that we are playing here. The picturesque ground at the Al Malik grounds here in Ajman. You can see the towers which will take into effect later in the evening as the sun sets, with a couple of teams outside of 7 districts are practicing. You see the dugouts as well. 9 gone. For 2. Anurag bowling a full toss to the man at long off, and he's just a spectator Mohammad Asif with those broad shoulders gets another maximum to his credit. He races to 18 of 10. Takes the score on to 75. That run rate has just started moving upwards now. There was 7.5 a few balls ago. It's reached 8.18. Have a look at that full toss. He just connects well and over the long off by quite a distance. Score moves on to 75. Second ball of the over. This time much better. Pulls it into the pitch and Muzamil plays it towards the man and shot covers. 6 boundaries in innings so far. 2 sixes. 4 coming off the blade of Muzamil. And 1 6 of the blade of Muzamil. 1 6 to Mohammad Asif. And a couple of boundaries as well to Mohammad Asif. So both these men are amongst the boundaries. As Anurag this time much better line. He's beating him for pace. Muzamil is trying to force the issue out here. He's already got a 6 of the first ball calculatedly to play. Not everything will make it towards the boundary. You got to collect those singles and doubles, get that score moving and try to maximize your innings. This time much better line, bowling it away from his hitting arc. He's struggling out there. If the ball's not in his zone, he's unable to get bat to ball, let alone get a single or double. Last 2 balls of the 10th over before we go into the drinks break. This time much better ball, doing a bit of shoulder, catching him by surprise. Anurag's come back well. 4 dot balls after that 6. Trying to break the momentum that Mohammad Asif is trying to get. Last ball of the over. Much better ball. End of the over. 10 overs completed. 75 for 2. As we have a look at the सॉरी सर. हाँ ठीक है. First ball and beaten outside the off stump. Lucky for him, it didn't hit the stumps, and lucky for Gabriel that the ball didn't go on to hit the helmet. So a couple of near misses in this ball. Muzammil batting on 36 of 30. Vinesh the bowler. So I'm playing it down towards the man at short mid wicket. No run there. Anurag there at short mid, making sure that the fielding up to the standards and making sure they keep the pressure on the batsman as much as possible. Mohammad Asif bowled by Vinesh for 18. He was trying to plunder every ball that was there. It was always on the cards that if once he misses one which is in line of the stumps, it's always going to crash into that, and that's what happened. And he has to make his way back into the pavilion for 18 of 16 balls. स्कोर बार करो. नहीं उसको नहीं, वो जब उसको आने दो, उसको आने दो. रुको पहले स्कोर कार्ड देखो. इधर आया है क्या? न्यू मैन आएगा, जब तक वो पहुंचा फिर वो स्कोर लगा देना. हाँ डाला, अभी कैरियर डालो, बैट्समैन करिए. New man at the crease, Abdul. He's played 13 matches for 103 runs, strike rate of 103. At the moment, he should be looking at along with Muzammil. 76 for 3. नहीं मिलेगा ठीक है 76 for 3. Abdul on strike, driven down the ground for a single, and he's off the mark with that. Abdul Qayyum is the new man. He's off the mark with that single. Muzammil, this time the full toss, driven down the ground towards the long on area. The fielder there, again into action, keeps it down to a single, takes the score on to 78. 11 gone, 78 for the loss of 3 wickets. Abdul Qayyum batting 1 of 1, and Muzammil batting 38 of 33 balls. Vinesh coming back in his second over, just giving away 3 runs and taking the wicket of Mohammad Asif. Sunil Poya coming from round the wicket, starts off with a wide, wanting to bowl a faster one and slant it across the batsman. Ends up bowling a wide, so 1 more run. Score moves on to 78. Probably a loosener to start off. Should be 79 for 3. There's a brief fault in play. He's asking the umpire for a change in gloves. Over number 13. Vinesh to continue. 2 overs, 15 for 1. Bowling to Muzammil, who's now batting 42 of 36. Plays it in the air towards the man at extra cover. There's a fielder there. By the time he comes around, they complete another double. Takes Muzammil on to 44 and takes the score on to 95. Trying to keep it away from him by bowling wide outside the off stump. This time plays it towards the man at short mid on. No run there. Keeps the score on to 95. A good idea will be to slip in one right under the block hole, because if he misses that one, he's going to be an LBW candidate or could end up losing his timber as well. But you got to be accurate and trust yourself that that's going to come off. At this time he drives us down the ground. There's a man at long on for that. Keeps it down to a single. Takes the score on to 96. Abdul Qayyum into double figures of just 4 balls. He's 10 of 4 with 2 boundaries to his credit. It's lucky that his catch was dropped. And this time the block hole does the work. He played over that one and ends up losing his stump. So a quick fire 10 from Abdul Qayyum comes to a close. He's out for 10 of 5 balls. Batsman out. Abdul Qayyum 10 of 5 balls bowled by Vinesh with 2 boundaries to his credit. Strike rate of 200. स्कोर बार लगा दो और नया बैट्समैन देखो आया तो फिर वो उसका स्टैट्स लगा दो. नहीं लगाया तो लगा दो. Have a look at that. Right into the block hole, plays all over that one, and he could see his stumps being shattered. The ploy should have been against Muzammil, but they wouldn't mind taking Abdul Qayyum out of the equation as well. 96 for 4. Manoj, the new man, the left-hander coming to the center, spacing, Sam tucks this one towards square leg. They complete a single, takes the score on to 97. 97 for 4 in 12.5 with the last ball of the over. Manoj Nadaraja, man, left-hander. So right now Team 11 will have to counter the left and right combination that's in front of them. Muzammil batting right-handed and Manoj batting left-handed. Last ball of the over. Moves across, plays it towards the man at cow corner. The fielding is fairly good. He makes sure that he doesn't let the ball get away from it. Gets a single for that. End of the over, a wicket taking over. 20 runs of the 3 overs that Vinesh has bowled, and he's got 2 wickets, 98 for 4. Manoj is just come in, he's 1 of 1. And Muzammil batting 46 of 40. Sunil to continue. This time moving across his crease, playing down to the man at cow corner. Another single to him. Takes him off strike, takes him on to 47, takes the score on to 99, brings the left-hander onto strike. Sunil, with the action that he's out and the way he's bowling, he's trying to keep it outside the off stump for the right-hander. He's got to change his line a bit with the left-hander. Don't want to end up bowling a lot towards his leg stump. A full toss and called a no ball. It'll be a free hit. And the 100 coming up in 13.1. Wanting to bowl the quicker one. Ended up bowling it waist height and above. Will now have to bowl a free hit ball to Manoj. Who will be happy to face a free hit. No change in the field. It's the same batsman. Comes down the track, missed by Gabriel as well, and a bye run to the total. Takes the score on 101 for 4 at the end of 13.2 overs. So gets away with the free hit as Muzammil takes this on the full, plays it towards the man at square leg, keeps it down to a single. Takes the score on to 102. This time Manoj goes onto the back foot, cuts this towards the man at covers. There's a fielder there. Another single. Takes the score on to 103. Muzammil wedges this one towards short mid wicket. There's a misfield there. A single added to his tally. A single to the team total. Takes the score on to 104. Takes him on to 49 of 43 balls with the ball to go in the 14th over. Manoj batting 2 of 4. Facing the last ball of the 14th over. Plays it towards the long off region for a single. 105 for 4 at the end of 14. First ball and going into the point region for 4 runs. A good start to the over for Daman Insurance. Slightly short, and he rather up to the batsman. He slices this one over the man at point for a maximum. So score moves on to 111. This time drives it towards the man at point. They take a single for that. Takes the score on 112. So I'm driving it down towards the man at long on. There's a single there, and a well-made 50 from Muzammil of 44 balls with 4 boundaries and a maximum. It's partnered by Manoj at the center, who's batting 10 of 7. Full toss, plays it towards the cover region. There's a fielder there. A single added. Anurag going for 35 and 3.4. He's got 2 more balls left. Takes the score on to 114 for 4. Manoj now trying to up the ante. He gets onto the left of the man at square leg, and in between the mid-wicket, deep mid-wicket area, they get 2 more runs. Takes the score on to 116 with 1 ball to go in the 15th over. Last ball, plays with soft hands, so the man at covers. Take a single to end the over. 117 for 4 in 15 overs. Run rate of 7.80. Manoj batting 11 of 8, and Muzammil batting 53 of 46. Anurag has completed his quota of 4 overs, 1 for 38. They'll be eyeing a score of 160 plus from here on. Are the Daman Insurance brokers. see the UAE national flag flying high up in the sky. You're in the United Arab Emirates, in the Emirate of Ajman, the Al Malik grounds. Sunil continues, bowls are wide, trying to bowl it wide of Muzammil, has bowled it way outside to be given a wide. This time plays it in the air towards the man at long off. There's a fielder there, keeps it down to a single. Manoj tucks it back towards short square leg. There's no run there. Manoj takes it on the full, plays it towards the man at deep mid wicket. There's a single there. One more run added. Score moves on to 120. Four balls up in the over. Just getting the 3 balls up in the over. Score moves on to 120 with that single. Muzammil plays it in the air. One bounce to the fielder. Keeps it down to a single. And moreover takes him off strike. Keeps the score on to 121 with 2 more balls left in the 16th over. Trying to force the issue here. The ball not coming onto the bat. It keeps it down to another single. Score moves on to 122. Last ball. Is that the catch that they're looking for? Drops at 1. 4 more. A charm life for Muzammil. Another dropped catch. Takes the score on to 126. Have a look. He shuffles across. Gets under the ball. The elevation was not that much, but the man at long on misjudged that one and ends up giving away a boundary. 126 for 4 at the end of 16. Number 17, Vinesh to bowl to Manoj. Trying to cut this one. It's a dot ball. 20 of the 3.1 that he's bowled. He's got two wickets to his credit as well. He's done a fairly good job. Needs to make sure he ends this over well. Ends his quota of 4 overs without much damage, and if possible get a wicket or two. Again, this time trying to cut this one, but will be called a wide. Another one and a wicket to fall now. Manoj trying to force the issue here, has lost his stump, so the half the side in the hut now with the fall of Manoj's wicket. He's bowled for 13 of 13 balls with a 6 to his credit. रेडी रखो, उसको दिखाएगा तो कैमरामैन को बोलो दिखाने के लिए. Manoj out for 13 of 13, bowled by Vinesh for 1-6. Have a look at this. Vinesh bowling it into the block hole. He tried to play towards the mid wicket, ends up squaring himself up, and see his stumps gone for a walk. New man Mohammad the Clark. "12 matches, 114 runs for him." He comes to the crease at a precarious time for the side. They need some quick runs. Make sure they get to the 160 mark somehow. Much better ball. Keeps it outside the off stump. Trying to cut that one straight into the keeper's gloves. No run. This time back past the bowler. Chance of a cotton ball. And a single. One more run. Score moves on to 128. 2 more balls left in this over. 2 more balls for Vinesh, who's got a 3 for. Musamil batting 59 of 49. This time close to the man at short covers. Both the batsmen complete a single. Takes the score to 129. Finish. Good over so far. He's just given away 3 runs. Got a wicket as well. Does he close out? This time plays it towards the man. It's shot mid wicket. Chance of a run out. And doesn't get that. 130 for 5 at the end of 17. Muzammil batting 60 of 50. And Mohammad Clark batting 2 of 3. Vinesh completes his quota of 4 overs, giving away 24 runs and claiming 3 wickets. Sunil Poya to continue. He's given away 30 runs of the 3 overs that he's bowled. Plays it towards the man at extra cover. There's a fielder there. A single to start the over. (131 for 5). Muzammil plays it in the air. And this time the man at long off makes no mistakes. So his innings comes to an end. He had anchored the innings so far, trying to go over the top, and plays it straight to the man at long off. रिप्ले दिखा दो. And Sunil finally gets the reward. He's been trying this for quite some time, bowling it outside the off stump and asking him to get all the power he can. All he can manage to do is give it straight to the man at long off, who just had to move a step or two and snaffle up that catch to send him back to the pavilion. Shambhu, the new man, coming in at number 8 with just about 16 deliveries left, is 11 matches, 32 runs. They could do with a handy cameo for him, from him. Full toss, plays it towards the man at mid wicket. The man at cow corner coming to his right. Keeps it down to a double, takes the score on to 133. This time edges this one and racing away towards the third man area. The fielder from short third giving the race and keeps it down to another double. Takes the score on to 134. (134 for 6). Full toss again to the man at point. Allows the single to be completed. 135 for 6. Will be called a wide. 137 for 6. Mohammad Clark on strike. Wild swing and a miss. End of the over. End of Sujil Poya's 4 overs. 37 for 1. He finally got a wicket of Muzammil in the air in the last over. Vinith comes back to bowl the 19th over from round the wicket. A swing and a miss keeps the score down to 137. They'll be eyeing that 150 plus mark right now, are the Daman Insurance. Very well knowing anything less than that is not going to be quite interesting to defend. But nonetheless, they will have to accumulate the max they can, and this time plays it with soft hands. So the man has shot mid wicket. A quick run was Anurag who did that. The acrobatics of trying to do a backhand run out. Single being conceded, takes the score on to 138, brings Mohammad Clark on strike. Down the wicket, over the bowler's head, and the man there stationed quite straight for that, keeps it down to a single. So that's good field placements by Team 11. Captain Johnson was maneuvering his fielders around, making sure that they are in the right place at the moment. Shot this time, plays it in the air, chance for Gabriel, and he takes a good catch to get the 7th wicket for his side. Vinith gets a wicket for himself. Shambhu is out for 6 of 6. Shambhu caught by Gabriel off the bowling of Vinith for 6 runs of 6 balls. No boundaries or sixes to his credit. उसको बाद रन आउट कैच दिखा दो जब तक कोई नया बैट्समैन आ गया तो उसको बना दो उसको दिखा दो बैट्समैन कैरियर हाँ देखें क्या है Numan, the new man coming in at number 8, 5 matches, 8 runs to his credit. He could do with a few from his bat as well with the remaining catches, remaining balls. Let's take you through that replay. Slightly slow, digs it. He tries to play it behind square, ends up spooning the ball up, and the man with the gloves makes sure he makes no mistake out there. 139 for 7. 8 more balls left in the over, in the innings rather. Numan, the new man, coming in at number 9. Down leg side will be called a wide. He was trying to bowl him round his legs, ended up giving an extra run. Score moves on to 140. (18 extras in the innings so far). Another wide, make that 19. 14 wides in that, 2 no balls and 3 byes. So moves on to 141. Drives this one towards the left of the man at short covers, fields it with his legs, making sure the ball is just within his fielding area. One more run, 142 for 7. Last ball of Vinith's spell, he's gone for 22 for 1 in his 4 overs. He's bowled well. Ideally want to finish it off well as well. Chance of an LBW, probably. Again, the umpire indicating that the bowler was in his side, so couldn't give that one. End of the 19th over, 142 for 7. Final over, and Bussy is the bowler. Starts up with the dot ball. Second ball of the last over. Drives this one towards the cover region. There's a fielder there, and a single added to the total. Takes the score on to 143. Daman gets off strike with that single. He moves on to 2 of 3, and Mohammad Akhlaq is batting 4 of 7. Last 4 balls, how many more do they get? Maximize it, try to get it to the 150 plus mark. Plays it in the air and over the long on for a maximum. Just what the doctor ordered. It came into the slot, and Mohammad Akhlaq with his broad shoulders sends us high over the long on area. Have a look at that. He just walks in a step or two and launches this over the long on. No chance for anybody. Over the dressing room of the teammates. Gets the score to 149. Again, another one in the air, and 2 more runs to the total. The 150 coming up, 151 for 7. Just that little bit of impetus late into the innings. Couple of balls more. They've reached 151. The target should have targeted 150 at the start. Will now target 155. With 2 more balls left, a boundary and one of these 2 balls, and this time again high in the air, and another drop at the long on boundary gives them the opportunity of coming back for a double. Takes the score on to 153. 11 runs coming off this over so far with a ball to spare. Main law. लॉन्ग शॉट नहीं. अरे ये लॉन्ग शॉट क्यों जा रहा है? Again comes on the track, high in the air, and just manages to keep it inside the field of play. They come back for 2, trying to come back for the 3rd, and they complete that. So takes the score to 156 for 7 at the end of their 20 overs. Expensive over coming to an end. Bussy going for 32 of his 4 overs, and Mohammad Akhlaq finishing with a cameo of 17 of 11. We have a look at the scorecard of Daman Insurance after they won the toss and after they lost the toss and were asked to take first strike. दिखा दो scorecard. हाँ, batting. हाँ. Scorecard: Vivek Singh was out. LBW Anurag for 6 of 11, no boundaries or maximum. Muzammil 60 of 51 with 5 boundaries, 1-6. He was caught by Bussy off the bowling of Sijil. Hafiz Hassan caught Gabriel, bowled Bussy for 5 of 6, no boundaries or maximums. Mohammad Asif out for 18 of 16 with 2 boundaries and 1-6. He was bowled by Vinesh. Abdul Qayyum 10 runs of 5 balls with 2 boundaries. He was bowled by Vineet. Manoj Nandraja bowled Vineet for 13 of 13 with 1-6 to his credit. Mohammad Akhlaq, who came and scored a blistering 17 of 11 balls with 1-6. And Shambhu Kumar out 6 of 6 with no boundaries or maximums. He was caught by Gabriel off the bowling of Vineet. And Noman Waris 2 of 3 with no boundaries or 6 not out. 90 next toss propels the score to 156. So 157 is what Team 11 needs when they come down to chase. We have a look at the bowling scorecard. Vineet, the pick of the bowlers, 4 overs, 22 runs, 1 wicket. Bussy, 4 overs, 32 runs, 1 wicket. Anurag, expensive, 4 overs, 38 runs, 1 wicket. Vinesh, 4 overs, 24 runs, 3 wickets. And Sijil, 4 overs, 37 runs, 1 wicket. The fall of wicket, Vivek out at the score of 23. Hafiz at the score of 32. Mohammad Asif at the road score of 76. Abdul Qayyum at the score of 96, Manoj at 127, Muzammil at 131, and Shambhu at 139. So the first innings completed. 157 is what Team 11 needs when they come down to chase. We'll stay tuned for a break and come back soon. Welcome back. The chase underway. It started getting cool out there at the center. You can see the umpire at square leg putting on his jumper. Team 11 needing 157, and the man at the straight umpire, E2, is having his black jacket on. Harris, the man on strike. Brian joining him. Muzammil, who earlier made 60, is opening the attack for Daman Insurance. Remember, they need to win this game to stay in the hunt for the finals. And Team 11, a win here will nearly guarantee them a place in the finals. Dot ball to start, across the batsman. No run there. 157 is what they need. Has on strike, places on the up towards the point region. The ball racing away towards the boundary, just touches the skirting there, and 4 runs to start off the reply. In pursuit of 157, Harris gets a boundary, opens his arm into the pitch, and that made sure that the ball races away between the man at point and gully. No chance there. 4 runs to the total. This time driving it through the cover region. The man at mid-off giving the chase, but E2 will have to just collect the ball from the boundary. Score moves on to 8 in the first 3 balls of the reply. Haris Khan, have a look at that. Nothing too extra. Just play through the line of the ball. Just the moment it beat the man at short covers, the man at mid-off had just enough time to go and collect the ball from the boundary. 8 for no loss. Much better ball this time. Beating him outside the off stump is beaten for pace there. And a dot ball keeps the score on 8. as the shadows start getting bigger and the sun setting down in the next hour or so. We'll have the lights coming out in full effect. But at the moment, beautiful time to bat as he opens the blade, sends us towards the cover area. There's a man now push back at extra cover boundary to keep it down to a single. Takes the score on to 9 with the ball to play in the first over, and Brian to face for the first time in this game. Brian Pinto. Shot, surprising him. Is that a wicket that they're looking for? And the umpire has adjudged him caught behind, taken by surprise. Takes him on the glove. The keeper and the bowler were confident as soon as they collected the catch, and Brian's walking perplexed, thinking that there was no edge there, but the umpire doesn't think so. Brian out for naught of the first ball, caught by Abdul Qadir off the bowling of Muzammil for no score. So an eventful over comes to an end, 9 for the loss of 1 wicket. Have a look at that. Glove that one, and the moment he picked up, the umpire said, yes, that was a glove. The batsman straight away trying to question that, but there's no review for that, so he's been out, caught behind. New man at the crease. Faisal will be coming at number 3, and he'll be at the non-striker's end because Brian was out on the last ball. Faisal Yusuf coming in at number 3. Vivek Singh to open the bowling from the other end. Partnering Muzammil, and this time brings the ball back into the right-hander, a dot ball. Abdul Qayyum, the wicketkeeper, who took the catch. This time, this one too, bringing it back, and watchful by Haris, doesn't want to expose the stumps to the right-handed. Ball's coming back in, so he needs to make sure he has his line of defenses in place. Onto the pads, will be called a wide. Score moves on to 10. This time plays it on the up towards the man at long off. They take a single for that. Score moves on to 11. And Faisal to face for the first time. Haris going and having a word with him, probably advising him to keep playing as straight as possible, because Vivek has got the ability of to bring the ball back into the right-hander. You can see taking the leg stump guard. Make sure where his off stump is. And not to play round the ball, play as he's been. That's what he's saying. The ball's gonna jag back in. That's his natural delivery. So the moment you miss one, you could end up getting hit onto the pads or crashing into the stumps. 11 for 1. Just 2 runs coming off this over so far with a couple of balls left. onto the pads, playing it towards the man at square. They complete a quick single, and Faisal is off the mark, takes the score on to 12. Driven back to the bowler, the misfield there allows them to complete that single. End of the over, 2 gone, 13 for the loss of 1 wicket. Man out, Brian Pinto for no score. Faisal batting 1 of 2, and Haris Khan batting 11 of 9 with 2 boundaries. Vivek giving just 4 runs of the first over he bowled. स्कोर कार्ड में समरी डाल देंगे. Third over to begin. Short ball cuts this one towards the point region. That's a fantastic shot. You rarely get to see this one at this kind of cricket. The ball was slightly short and rides the bounce. Square से ना मेरे को square का shot देना. Square shot. हाँ नहीं है. Have a look at that. Digs it in. The moment it sits up, he goes onto the back foot, cuts this one towards point. No chance for any of the fielder to move. And the ball races into the fence. Scores 17 for the loss of 1 wicket. Now Harris goes on to 15 with that third boundary to his credit. Asking him to change the field. The man had shot fine. He's been asked to go to short third, and there's a fielder that was left open at point has now been plugged there, so he's got a gully, he's got a point, he's got a man at short third. He cannot bowl on the leg stump. He could get cutted as he drives this through, covers the fielder there, misses that one. There's a man at extra covers, so keeps it down to a single. Harris is off strike. Score moves on to 18. वहाँ से शॉट नहीं ले पाएंगे अगर रिप्ले देखना हो तो. नहीं बॉल नहीं भले ठीक है. अच्छा वो रहने दे इतनी मेहनत ना कर. बहुत टाइम लगता है. Down leg side will be 5 wides to the total freebie. Handed over to Team 11. Muzammil trying to bowl it on the leg stump. He's already starting from bowling round the wicket. Have a look at that. and bowling is slightly slow, takes the ball away. No chance for the keeper Abdul Qayyum to get anywhere closer to the ball. So 5 more runs to the total. And takes the score on to 23. Onto the pads, plays it towards the square leg region. There's no fielder there, so 4 more runs. So another expensive over so far from Muzammil. He already had gone for 9 in the first over. He's already given 14 runs in the first 3 balls of this over. Says he switches over to coming from over the wicket. Have a look at that. Onto the pads, and a cute little guide to send the ball into the square leg fence for 4. Dot ball, 2.4 completed. This time asking to change the side. He is bowling from over the wicket. Onto the pads again, flicked it towards the square leg area. No chance for the fielder there. 4 more runs to the total. Takes the score on to 31. Again, bowling it onto, staying onto the pads, and these are easy pickings with the field inside the circle and not much protection outside. Takes the score on to 31 with the ball to go. Drives this one down towards mid-off. No run there. Ends the over. 3 overs completed. 31 for the loss of 1. Over number 4 to begin. Vivek to bowl. He bowls it outside the off stump. Could have let that one, but ended up just ending it to the man at short covers. Would have got a wide for that, but has to onto the pass this time. Plays it to the square leg. The ball is hard and new. Will take it to the fence again. So Freebie is being handed out by Daman Insurance, and Team 11 happily accepting them. Takes the score on to 35. Have a look again. E2 Vivek 2 this time spraying onto the pads, and Haris sends it towards the boundary for 4 more. His 4th boundary takes him on to 20 of 13. Faisal batting on 9 of 6 with 2 boundaries to his credit. This time towards the right of the man, to the left of the man at long off. The misfield allows them to come back for 2 more runs. Takes the score on to 37. Down the leg side, missed by the keeper. Another couple of runs. So it's not going the way they wanted. Chance of a run out. They complete the single quite easily. Takes the score on to 40. For the loss of 1 wicket. With 2 balls left in the 4th over. Chasing 157. For good ball this time. Right up to the batsman. Jags it in, but still ends up giving a single. That's what they were looking for. 41 for 1. Faisal into double figures with that. He's reached 10 of 7 with 2 boundaries. 1 more ball left in the over. Full toss. Sends this towards the square leg area. They complete 1. Wait for the umpire signal. It's not been called a no ball. Under the umpire signaling, that is under the waist. End of the over. 42 for the loss of 1 wicket. Harris batting on 23 of 15 and Faisal batting 11 of 8. Vivek's gone for 15 of the 2 overs he's bowled. अच्छा हाँ दीपक हाँ अच्छा ठीक है दादा ठीक है मधु ओके मां अॼु त फ़िलहाल बिज़ी आहियां मां सुभाणे मंझंदि खां पोइ जंहिं महिल फ्री थींदुमि मां ॿारनि सां ॻाल्हायां पोइ ठीकु आहे ओके मां ठीकु आहे दादा कयां थो चिंता न कयो तव्हां ठीकु आहे ओके तव्हांजी तबियत ठीकु आहे हाँ आंटी ठीक है सब मजे में घर में होते हाँ हाँ Over number 5 coming to close. Mohammad Asif going for 12 runs. He's got hit for 2 boundaries with a wide and 3 singles. So 50 coming up in the 4.5 overs for Team 11, who are in pursuit of 157. Need another 103 of the remaining 15 overs at 6.87. 90 balls, 103 to get. Harris batting 28 of 18. Faisal batting 17 of 11. Vivek coming back to bowl his third over. This time confidently driven to the man at short cover, but no run there. Now much well confident and making sure they're coming behind the line of the ball, not playing across. Onto the pads, asking for a LBW, umpire unmoved, just indicating that going down leg side. This is what I was talking about. Play him straight. The moment you try to play around or try to flick the one that's too straight, you're going to be in trouble. Luckily for him, this one was doing a bit too much and saved him from being sent to the pavilion. Faisal's edge this time, moral victory for the bowler, but runs for the batsman. You can see that from Vivek's body language. The moment it was edged, he had his hips on his leg, hands, thinking he could have had a slip. Have a look at that. This time, this in-swinger, the thick edge, there's no short third, there's no slip, and the ball just races away towards the fence for 4 more. Takes a score on 58, needing another 99 of the remaining 14.3. 4 runs coming off the first 3 balls. This time onto the back foot, plays it towards the man at short covers. No run there. This is the last over of power play with a couple of balls left. They already raced away to 58. Current run rate of 10.24. Trying to cut this one. It's a dot ball. So just 4 runs coming of the first 5 balls. Vivek has managed to trouble Faisal. But unable to get the success he's looking for. He needs wickets and he needs it in a bit of a cluster if he wants to put pressure on this Team 11 batting lineup. Another one missed by the keeper and the man had slipped. A bye run to end the over. End of the power play. 59 for the loss of 1 wicket. Faisal batting 20 of 18. 21 of 17 rather. And Haris batting 28 of 18. Have a look at the dugout of Team 11. A happy camp so far. 59 for 1 in the power play at 9.83. The field restrictions taken out now and the spinners coming in. Interesting phase of play coming up. Leg spinner goes onto the back foot, plays it towards short cover. No run there. Faisal will have to read him off the palm. There's not much in the pitch, so he has to make sure that he's reading him correctly, else could end up in a lot of, as you see him trying to force it, playing across the line. The ball's turning away, so not a good idea. If you're trying to take it from outside the offside and send it towards mid-wicket, you're more better playing it towards the covers or extra cover region. Might end up skewing this one in the air, and that's what they're looking for. Again, not picking him off the hand. This time goes onto the back foot, plays it towards the deep point area, gets a single for that, brings Haris on strike. 60 for 1 run coming off the 4 balls bowled so far. Looping delivery and probably the googly. Haris lucky that he played the bat in front of it. He had slightly got himself into a bit of tangle, so a good idea not to go pursue that shot and played it with the dead bat. Something's gonna give in is what I have a feeling. Goes onto the back foot, plays the cut, and just gets a single there. Gets 2 runs off the over. 7 gone, 61 for 1. Didn't pick it up, and Harris is out. LBW, that is what I was talking about. The moment you don't pick them off the hand, you're always getting trouble. And Harris' innings come to an end. Batsman out. Harris, who started the innings off well, bogged on for the last few overs, out for 29. LBW Shambhu with 5 boundaries and no maximums to his credit. To his credit. रिप्ले दिखा दो इसका, इसको दिखा दिखा नहीं दिखा हाँ अच्छा रिप्ले नहीं आया नहीं हुआ ठीक है चल अच्छा उधर से ही नहीं आया New batsman Bassi coming at number 4, 9 matches, 143, strike rate 141. Taking his guard against the right arm leg spinner. Caught a wicket of the first ball. He bowled the googly, caught on the crease, and an easy decision for the umpire. Bassi this time on the back foot, plays it towards the cover boundary. There's a fielder there for that. A single takes the score on to 62. Again, playing him just at the last minute, opens the face of the bat, sends it towards the point region this time. Another single takes the score on to 63. Things getting a bit slow since the end of power play. Lost a wicket and accumulated just 5 runs. So the pressure will start building up as soon as a few more dot balls get on. If you start bowling down the leg side and give wides, the pressure will be released. Shambhu just telling himself to concentrate and bowl within the line. He's bowled well so far in the first 3 balls. He's got a wicket. He just kept a couple of dot balls. Doesn't need to bowl a wide and release the pressure. Again, on the back foot, plays it towards the man at covers. They get a single for that. Takes the score on to 65. Man at point, coming to short point. Again, much better ball into the sticks, not giving much room to the batsman. This one just straightening a bit, not trying to take it away from the. It's got a natural googly. This time floats this one in the air. End of the over. 4 runs and a wicket to end the 8th over. 65 for 2 at the end of 8 overs. This time pitched up delivery, plays it towards the man at long on, and there's a fielder there at cow corner, keeps it down to a single. Takes it on the full, plays it towards the deep mid wicket area. The complete one, wanting the second but decide against it. Takes the score on to 67 for 2. Slightly short, will be called a wide this time. Had to stretch for it, didn't need to go for that. If it was a wide, he could get an extra ball and extra run. This time gets to the pitch of that, drives this towards the long off area. The fielder fields it with his boot, but by the time the fielder gets the ball back, they go back for 2 more runs. $70 for 2. This time floats this one, plays it high in the sky, and the man at deep mid wicket coming around misses that one, so a catch goes down. Had to cover a lot of area, a good attempt, but finally in the end a single is what the batsmen get. 86 more of the remaining 68 balls. So the spin twins at the moment trying to put the batsman under a leash. Goes on the back foot, plays it towards the extra cover region. There's a fielder there. Another single added. Score moves on to 72 with the ball to play in the ninth. Again, dot ball to end the over. 9 gone, 72 for 2 at the end of 9 overs. Bassi batting 6 of 6, Faisal batting 25 of 26. Another 85 more needed of the remaining 66 balls. Exactly 3.3 overs since the last boundary has been scored. So that run rate has significantly kept dropping from 9 and it's reached 7.85 as a juncture. At this time, short ball doesn't connect it that well. The man at mid wicket coming around and keeps it down to a single. Takes the score on to 73. Required run rate now dropping below the current run rate, dropping below the required run rate as he cramps him for room and is unable to get it away. So another dot ball. Guess both these batsmen should be aware that another 3 more balls and the change ends and probably get the ends which favor them more, with the ball travelling more opposite the commentary area as he places towards the cover region. The fielder there unable to cut it off, so the boundary coming after approximately 4 overs, much to the relief of Team 11, takes the score on to 77. Vassi reaches 10 of 8 with that shot, stops slightly short, goes onto the back foot, plays the stroke, and the man at covers was quite fine and inside, so no chance for him to cut that off. Takes the score on to 77. This time right under the bat, the misfield, they don't capitalize on that. So a dot ball. 9.5 completed. Bassi batting 10 of 9. Shambhu's just given away 9 runs of the 1.5 overs. Full toss down the ground. The man at long on will do the fielding and keeps it down to a single. So 10 overs completed, 78 for 2, needing another 79 more of the remaining 10. As we have a look at the scorecard, chasing 157 at the moment are the Team 11. As you have a look at the scorecard, Daman nahi, team 2. Haris Khan, LBW Shambhu for 29 of 21. Brian Pinto was caught by Abdul Khalik of Muzammil for not of the first ball. Faisal Yusuf is batting at 26 of 28, and Bassi, who has joined him, is at 11 of 10. Quite a bit of batting to come, but they ideally want this pair to try to maximize the next few overs. As we have a look at the bowling card. Bowling to Muzammil 2 overs, 27 runs, 1 wicket. Vivek Singh 3 overs, 19 runs, no wicket. Mohammad Asif, the 1 over for 12 runs, no wicket. Mohammad Akhlaq 2 overs, 9 runs, and Shambhu Kumar 2 overs, 10 runs, and 1 wicket. Wickets to fall. The first wicket fell at the score of 9, and the second one at 61. So another 79 more in the remaining 10 overs as we take a short break. Half of this game, Mohammad to continue bowling from the opposite end, and Bassi on strike. In the air, over the man at short covers. The ball races away towards the boundary. So the first ball, boundary, pressure on the bowler, relief for the batsman. Score moves on to 82. It wasn't that short, but the moment he got it over the man at short covers, there was no fielder at the cover region, and the ball races away towards the boundary for 4. Bassi moves on to 15. Score moves on to 82. Again, cuts this one, this time towards the man at extra cover. There's a fielder there now. Shambhu doing the fielding, keeps it down to a single, takes the score on to 83. Pitching it up to the batsman, playing towards a man at long off. They complete a single there. Takes the score on to 84. They got to be calculative out here. All they need to do is ensure they get 8 runs and over. They got 6 of the first 3 balls without taking much risk. Get to 8 or more if you can, but make sure you don't lose. This time he cuts this one. There's a man at extra cover that doesn't trouble them and gives them a single. So that's 7 of 4. You got 2 balls, you get a single or more, but make sure you don't lose your wicket and expose your next batsman to the center. Faisal will have to ensure Nearly trying to do that, edges this one, and the ball racing away towards the third man boundary. Shot third, comes around and fields it. He gets 2 for that, lucky to get away with that. So now you got 9 runs of the first 5 balls with the ball to spare. So anything you score of this is a bonus for you. And make sure if it's a good ball, you respect that and wait for the next over. '87 for 2. Goes on to the back foot, plays it towards the right of the man at cow corner. They finish 1. So 10 runs of that over. 88 for 2. 88 for 2 at the end of 11 overs. Current rate of 8 runs. Shambhu to continue his third over. He's given away 10 runs and taken 1 wicket in the 2 that he's bowled. So probably will be bowling 2 back to back, or does his captain hold him for 1 back towards the end of the innings? This time digs it into the pitch straight to the man at point. Vivek, the captain, doing the fielding there. Is that another one? And umpire thinks that's out. It's the straighter one. And Faisal doesn't look happy. He was caught on the crease. And anytime you have your first line of defense as a pad instead of bat, you are going to be in trouble. Faisal is out for 30 of 33. He scored 4 boundaries, strike rate of 90.91. It was imperative that he held the innings together, but at the moment has to make the long walk back to the pavilion. Have a look at the replay. Shambhu just pitching it in line, and he's right in front of the wickets. There's absolutely no doubt for the umpire. A perplexed look by the batsman, but it's curtains for him. And the third wicket down at the score of 88. So Shambhu varying his lengths there. The first was slightly short. He cut that one towards point. The next one he brought it a bit too closer to him. As we bring the new man, Gabriel, he's 11 matches, 93, strike rate of 113. And boy, oh boy, they need innings from this man at the center. goes on to the back foot, plays it back towards the bowler. 3 dot balls. Ten for 2 in 2.3. Shambhu is literally trying to turn this game on its head with his bowling. Just spun a web around these batsmen as of now, not giving any width to them. Short, plays it towards the man at deep mid wicket. There's a fielder there, a single for Gabriel. He's off the mark, takes a score on to 89. This time drives it down towards the man at long off. Basi is seeing the ball well. He's the one who's to now take this team home. He's now 18 of 14 with 1 ball to go in the 12th over. 12 for 2 in 2.5. Comes down the ground, tries to play it on the up, gets a single towards backward square. 3 runs of the over and a wicket. 12 gone, 91 for 3. 66 more of the remaining 48 balls at 8.25. Over number 14, 61 of 7. Again, playing it into the pitch towards the man at point. They take off for a single and get that. Shambhu coming in to bowl his last over, 14 for 2 in the 3.1 that he's bowled. Playing across the line, man at short third drops that one and they get a single. The intent right from Gabriel, but the execution not that great. It wasn't a ball that would have taken him much farther than the long off area. So need to be calculative. If it's short, that's when you go hard at it, or if it's too full, that's when you go this time into the pads, plays it towards a man at short square leg. They get another single. 3 runs of the first 3 balls. Daman Insurance will not mind that. They'll be mindful of the fact that this is the last over for Shambhu, so they will have to look up to the rest of the bowlers to defend after this. At this time, Gabriel plays it in the air, straight to the man at mid-wicket, who drops that one, and Muzammil is the fielder there, but allows the single only. Shambhu doing all that he can for his side. A couple of chances in the last 3 balls going down. Gabriel surviving those 2. First it was short third man, then it was the mid-wicket area. The 100 coming up in 13.4 overs. 57 of 32 at 9. Goes on the back foot, cuts this one towards the cover boundary, and the boundary achieved in the 5th ball of the over, so 9 runs coming off it with a ball to spare. Slightly short, this one cuts this hard, and with the fielder there at deep point and the cover boundary being left open, it was always going to hit the fence. Last ball of his spell for tonight, 21 for 2 of 3.5. How does he end it, and how does Bussy play this? He's got 26 of 20. He holds the key. Does he go for one last time against Shambhu, or does he wait to attack the rest of the bowlers? He's got 6 overs after this. Plays it in the air, and he manages to get a boundary. We'll have to wait and see whether that was over the ropes. It's boundary call, so ends the over at 108 for 3. Shambhu's figures 4 overs, 25 runs, 2 wickets, 12 runs coming out. Have a look at it. He pitched it up again, allowing him to free his arms, and not much protection at the cover boundary. There's a man at deep point, so that was again going to be a free area to score off, and he does that. 108 for 3, requiring another 49 of the remaining 36 balls. Gabriel on strike, Noman, and he's been bowled neck and crock, trying to manufacture the stroke, and ends up losing his wicket. He's out for 6 of 9. He's bowled by Noman. Noman keeping it up to the stumps, and the sticks are pegged back with Gabriel making his way back to the pavilion. He's out for 6 of 9, bowled by Noman, with no boundaries or 6 to his credit. $108 for 4. Have a look at that. Plays across the line. Bat pad had a huge gap, and Hawley can look back and see that his Leg stump is taking a beating and has the long walk back to the pavilion. As you can see, the moon up in the sky and the sun setting down. You could have the lights in full effect in the next few minutes. Summary laga do, summary laga do. Summary idhar dekho. Niche. Have a look at this. Daman Insurance 156 for 7 and Team 11 at the moment 108 for 4. Out karo. Newman, no ball will be called a no ball and the batsman crossover for a single, so 2 runs added. Hoping that was a no ball, but the umpire thinks that's not a no, so the legitimacy of the ball is there. But a run added and brings Bussy onto strike. Pushes him back onto the back foot. He plays it towards the deep point area. They complete 1. Takes Bussy off strike. Vineet, the man who's come in at number 6. Cuts this one towards short covers, but the batsman quickly crosses. Batsman had to hurry back into his crease. So dot ball there. 110 for 4. 47 of the remaining 32. Plays it in the air towards short covers. Eludes the fielder there. They complete a single. 111 for 4. Numan down leg side will be called a wide. 1 more run added. Score moves on to 112. Team 11 had given away 19 extras in their 20 overs. 1 more run added. Finishes the 15th over at 113. And so far, Daman Insurance have bowled 14 extras. In the 15 overs that they bowled, last 5 overs coming up, 44 more required at 8.80. Vineet is on strike. He's batting 2 of 3. Mohammad Asif. First ball, toe end of the bat towards the man. It extra covers. They complete one. And now going for the second run. And he is run out. A needless second run. Suicidal. And the man who was designated to take them home has decided to go for a suicidal run and lost his wicket. 114 for 5. Have a look at that easy throw to the hands and make sure that he breaks the stick with Bassi out by a margin. And with the reply that started off with a bang for Team 11, slowly after the power play started tapering off and Team 11 batsmen just brought the pressure onto themselves. And in the end, at the moment, are now 114 for 5. Anurag, the new man. Anurag, 12 matches, 75 as Vinit plays it in the air. And the man at point coming around, Vivek, the captain. The ball was moving away from him, did well to reach there, but in the end couldn't grab hold of it. So one more run added, score moves on to 116. 42 runs more of 4.4. Anurag now at the center, he is coming at number 7. Onto the back foot, plays it towards short covers. They take a single. They don't mind giving away those singles. They need to make sure that they don't give away any extra runs through wides or no balls or the boundaries at the moment. And as the pitch started slowing down, you start bowling it into the pitch and your batsmen will find it difficult. .4 completed. Plays it over the bowler's head. The ball racing away towards the boundary for 4. That's what he was looking for. It was in the slot and he placed it to perfection over the bowler's head for a boundary. 37 more of the remaining 25. This chase is getting interesting. Have a look at that. Free his arms and 2 bounces. No chance for the man at long off to cut it off. He's quite straight. Misses this one. End of the over. 120 for 5 after 16. 37 more of the remaining 4 at 9.25. Bassi the man 38 of 28. And Anurag is on 1 of 1. Anurag playing with soft hands towards short point. They take off for a single. Dead ball is what the umpire says. Chips it in the air towards the man at long off. A single being taken. The man at long off quite agile, making sure that he keeps it down to a single. Take Bussy off strike. Put the pressure on the new man. So wide. So one more run to the total. Takes the score on to 123. Cuts this one. Racing away towards the third man boundary for 4. So much needed boundary. If it doesn't come off the blade of Bussy, they're okay. If it comes from Anurag, takes him on to 6 of 3. Have a look at that. Plays it quite late. Just outside the off stump, and with the man at third man inside the circle, the moment it beat him, it was always going to go to the boundary. So 7 of the first 3 balls. Onto the pads will be a wide, so one more run. Trying to overcompensate by bowling it into the sticks, ends up bowling it round the leg side. So will be one more run. One more run to the total. Anurag wanted the second, but Bussy was a bit late in reacting. So one more run. 9 runs coming off this over, with one more ball to go, rather the 2 more balls to go. 28 of the remaining 20. And he's bowled just what the doctor ordered for Daman Insurance, to make sure they have their noses ahead at this juncture. Bussy is out bowled for a needless shot and ends up losing his wicket. So Noman with the golden arm. He first got Gabriel and now gets he gets Bussy bowled for 39 of 30 with 5 boundaries. Johnson, the man, now coming to the center. Have a look at the replay. Have a look at that. Trying to manufacture a stroke. He had 9 runs already in this over. Didn't need to play that stroke. And you can see his off stump being pet back and the agony on his face. He knows he's messed it up. And now we'll have to sit in the dugout and wait for his partners to try to see that home. 28 more of the remaining 19 balls. one पे one free. आज नहीं, छोड़. Last 3 overs, this is an exciting chase coming up. First ball, a tight single, and the batsmen make it happy. They don't mind giving away these singles. They need to make sure that the boundaries are dried up. Johnson's faced one ball without troubling the scorers yet. Edges this one, and it'll race away towards the third man boundary. The man at third man cannot cut it off. The edge flying over the keeper's head. There's nothing much you can do as a bowler, as a keeper. The captain and the birthday boy gets off the mark with that boundary. Have a look at that. Takes a wild swipe. Takes a thick outside edge and over the 30-yard circle and just beats the man at third man for 4 more. 23 more of the remaining 16 balls at 8.62. Shouldn't be looking at the run rate. You look at the difference between the ball and the bat. That's when you'll try to make it more easy for yourself to think. As he plays this one in the air, one bounce to the man at mid-wicket, gets a single, takes him on to 5, takes the score on to 135. 22 or 15, the difference of 7 balls. You're just a hit or 2 away to get it to run a ball. You just got to think it that way. That will make it all the more easy. As Anurag plays this in the air towards the deep mid-wicket area, they complete 1, they complete 2, and the ball just inside the fence. We'll have to wait and check if the umpire wants to go upstairs. They've taken 3 for that, so that's when you now look at bringing that difference down by another 2 at least, if not a 4. Copy, check कर रहे हैं. Checking for a boundary to see if the fielder had done well. The ball, after pitching, started slowing up. Have a look at the made sure he stopped the ball. We'll have a look at from the other side, just waiting to check if we can see it from. एक मिनट दूसरा एंगल से चेक करें. Hold on. एक दूसरा एंगल है. Okay, boundary saved. सिर्फ 3 रन है. Three is what the third umpire tells them. So it's going to be, so make that 4 now. It's a wide. So 1 more run added. Need 18 of 14 balls. And suddenly with the boundary and the 3-4, that required run rate drops from 8.72 to 7.71. 2 more balls left in the over. Plays it in the air towards the long on region, and the fielder there cannot cut it off. So Johnson